Morning all. Alright, so today for the jersey countdown we're going from 130 to 121 as we get into the jerseys I really like. The shirt I'm wearing, of course, this is Rick from Rick and Morty and Sterling from Archer, and two of my favorite TV characters. So, shirt made by my wife for me a few years back, and yeah, so I figured why not. Alright, so we'll start things off with number 130 today. Number 130 is this Washington Capitals black jersey that started out as the third, and they liked it so much they made it their regular jersey. You have the Screaming Eagle on the shoulders. I really like the colors. The copper color here, the colors in the logo. Everything's really nice. Again, it was a unique look that they had at that point. I've mentioned before I wouldn't mind seeing this come back. Now, the first reverse retro is the Screaming Eagle. My thought is if they do a reverse retro again next year, you do this one in white. Or you do it in blue. You use this color blue or even the copper color. Something different. But we'll see what they do with it. But at any rate, this has always been one of my favorites. This was the originally first Caps jersey that I had. I ended up having to replace it because it had holes in it. So this one I was lucky enough to find from Ben H at the time that he had it. This one is getting tougher to find. Number 130. Number 129 is this Vancouver Canucks Adidas jersey. This, of course, being the jersey they wore last year. They've made like a small update to this with the new prime green jerseys. Apparently there's just some extra depth to it. This is a Braden Holtby. Just saying. I got this through the team store because it turns out that when players get traded, jerseys go on sale for half price. And I like Holtby. No, he didn't have a great run in Vancouver, but at half price, it's a decent job on the jersey. And I felt like, yeah, I wouldn't mind having a Braden Holtby. So yeah, number 129. Again, I think the Canucks have greatly improved this jersey by dropping the word mark. And yeah, so there you go. 129. Number 128, Boston's reverse retro jersey. Now, why I like this is the yellow jerseys are a throwback to their look in the 60s and prior. The logo is the one they had in the 80s and early 90s, which I've always liked, along with the, well, it looks like a tiger to me, but I understand it's the whole meth bear thing. No relation to the meth tiger from Nashville, and we haven't seen the meth tiger yet from Nashville, have we? So, on a similarly colored jersey. I like the striping. I think they did a really good job on this. I know it's not probably going to be one of the more popular, the Boston jerseys, when we look back on it, but I like it quite a bit. I think they incorporated a lot of their history into it. And yeah, and then 90, which was a year that they went to the final and lost to Edmonton, which they managed to do that a couple of times. Number 127 is the Ottawa Senators reverse retro jersey. So why would I have this one higher than the regular jerseys? Well, first off, this has the shiny gold on the logo, which I think looks better than the more matted gold color they're using on the regular jerseys. But also, I really like the red. I think this one looks fantastic. If this had been the reveal as the regular jersey, I would have been actually probably happier with that than what they have. Now, again, notice that their home and away jerseys are both pretty highly rated on the countdown, but this I think is fantastic. So, yeah, it's just a blank. But again, the sort of glittery color to the gold, and that's on the shoulders as well, I think is a really nice touch. And yeah, so glad I have it. Number 127, Ottawa Senators reverse retro. Number 126 is the St. Louis Blues Adidas jersey. It is a Torrey Krug jersey. Once Krug gets to St. Louis, that's when I say, hey, so wouldn't mind having me a Torrey Krug. Because Krug was one of my favorite players in Boston, and I know he had kind of a rough start with St. Louis last year, but still I think it's a good investment for them. And I think this is a fantastic look for them as well. The interesting thing is their logo itself. On the Winter Classics, they do the chain stitching on it. I think it would be really nice if they introduced the chain stitched look to their logo on their home and away jerseys as well, and not just for throwback games. And if this was felt material as well, I think that would look really nice. But again, This is still a pretty highly rated jersey. I do like the fleur-de-lis here. The neckline's very nice. And the colors. The colors are fantastic. So I think St. Louis has a winner here. That being said, the Winter Classic that they're supposed to wear this year is on its way. And it would be interesting to contrast the looks they've had throughout the years and, contrast what they have now to what they had then. But I do like what they have now. I just think there's a couple little tweaks that they may do eventually, but they should settle on this look, I think. But I know there's Blues fans that wouldn't mind seeing them go back to their 1967-68 jerseys. Number 125 is Vegas. This is the inaugural season patch here. You can still get that one through, I think it's patchcollector.com. But yeah, so you've got the nice secondary on the sleeve here, which I like. The gray here. I like the gray, and I know that 4 years in, there are some that don't, and they like to see the gold jerseys more often, and the gray ones are kind of, they don't show up that great on TV. It's a different color, though. The color scheme that Vegas went with is different, and I do appreciate when teams have a different look, and Vegas has that. The logo's grown on me over the last few years, but this jersey I've always liked, and I really like the gold on the arms as well. The red line here, too. If you've seen Red Rock Canyon, you understand why you'd have some red in there. But yeah, so pretty nice. It's a size 50 because it is a first-year jersey, and there's the inaugural patch as well. I don't think it came with the patch. I don't think it did. I think I got the patch in Vegas. I think then Yvonne sewed it on for me. So it is one thing that I would recommend is when you see a jersey with a patch. Very often, they'll charge you that extra because of course there's the labor that goes into attaching the patch, but you're probably better off to get the blanket and then just find the patch somewhere and find a way to get it sewn on. I think you save money that way buying the patch individually from the jersey usually. But anyways, there you go. Number 125 on the countdown. Number 124 is this New Jersey Devils original jersey. This is the style they wore when they first came into the league in '82, and this is the CCM Classic. Very nice jersey. I do like this one quite a bit. I got this one through Full Moon Jerseys, but yeah, so see CCM and all that. And the striping is always kind of weird when they initially came into the league. I do prefer the striping on their jerseys now to what they had then. But this is still a really nice jersey, and the red and green is one of those things that it took a while for me to warm up to. But the logo, I like the logo right out of the gate. I thought the logo was really sharp and not cartoony, which with the name Devils, you could have gone with something cartoony, and they didn't. So kudos to them for that. Number 123 is this New York Rangers Winter Classic jersey, which I believe is the same color that the St. Louis Blues one is for this year, too. It's an extra large, so I don't really wear it. When I try to wear this jersey, it's down to my knees. So, yeah, I like the chain stitching on the logo. I like the design and the shape of the logo. I think it's all really nice. I think the Rangers did a good job with this. And with original 6 teams, they kind of play it safe a lot with the special jerseys. Chicago comes to mind. Detroit comes to mind. There's a lot of times that you go, hey, there's going to be, oh, well, they played it safe. And you get it. The Rangers, I think this was as close to potentially taking a risk as they get, because this is very similar to the logo from the 70s, which everybody hated. But it seemed like by 2012, everybody was ready to have the shield on the front of the jersey, which I think would be fine for a third as well. So just throwing that out there, because I think that would be okay. Number 122, Boston. Their white current jersey, and again, I think Boston does a really good job of, when they do a redesign, as they did for this one, they incorporate their history. They have something new in there as well. The secondary logo being relatively new, comparatively speaking, with the rest of their history. But yeah, the logo I think that they have now is fantastic. Love the striping. It is just a blank. One thing, of course, with white Adidas jerseys is they can be a little tougher to find, because unlike Reebok before them, which is weird because it's the same company, Adidas doesn't make as many of the white jerseys. You'll see some teams you're able to get white jerseys for, and some of them you're not. And that's, I'm not going to say it's by design, but they make fewer of the white jerseys, and so you may have to go through team stores to find them at times. But yeah, so this one, pretty highly rated. and Boston does have a very nice classic look. I know people have complained about Seattle and how, they use something too simple. Yeah, simple logos tend to be the ones that age the best. Montreal comes to mind with just a C and an H, and it's iconic, right? So it's as much to do with how well the team plays or doesn't play when they wear a logo as anything else. And then there's just the history. There's how long they've worn it. So for Boston, it's a pretty long history, varied levels of success, but I do like this jersey quite a bit. And number 121 to close out this portion of the countdown is this Carolina Hurricanes. This is also, of course, their current jersey. I really like the way they did the flags on this one. This is one of those ones that when they first released it, I was kind of underwhelmed. However, I do think this is an upgrade over what they were wearing before. Like the colors on the sleeve, the striping on the sleeves. The neckline's nice. The storm flags in here are a nice touch. And nothing on the shoulders as of yet, but I'm going to say this. As much as I like this, there have been rumblings about whether or not, since Carolina changed their road jerseys to that Canes word mark, whether or not they might be changing their home jerseys too. My guess is, if I just had to say, I don't think you need to really change much, but I think the Hurricane flag ends up on the shoulders somehow, which I think would be fine. It wouldn't necessarily mean you have to get another. I might get another Carolina if they put the flags on the shoulder, but I like this one just fine, just the way it is. And if they don't change it, I think that would be fine too, because there are echoes of their original jersey. There are elements still of the jersey they had before this one. I just think it's well done. So there you go. Number 121 closes out this portion of the countdown. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.